Hello everyone, welcome to Soul Journey, where we explore the vast and beautiful dimensions of who we truly are. It's beyond mind, beyond the body, as eternal light, empowering our souls. Today, in episode 7, we present a very special conversation on Who Am I? A Soul's Awakening. This is the chat with Sukhdeep and Mona ji. In this episode, they take us in a profound journey through the eternal question that comes up again and again: Who am I? Guided by the divine knowledge of Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. You will discover insights on the soul's nature, the subtle and causal bodies, the reason it loses power, and how to reconnect with that infinite source. If this resonates with you, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and stay connected to our channel for more soul expanding conversations.
Welcome to Chat with Sukhdeep ji. Today's episode is very close to my heart. It is about the question that starts every true spiritual journey: Who am I? Really? Who am I? What is my true identity, my existence, and my soul's reality? With this, we will also explore the relationship between Atma and Param Atma, soul and supreme soul. Once a soul awakens, the ultimate goal is to connect with and know the Supreme Father, Paramatma. Hanji,
Param
Sukhdeep.
Shanti to all. The question, who am I, is not philosophical. It's personal. It's the question your soul has whispered for so many lifetimes to you. And today we will begin exploring that voice gently, deeply, with love. I want to add another thing here. For Ramana Maharishi's, if I read his, see his videos and teachings, he basically also concentrated always on self-inquiry. That was their way of going within. So self-inquiry, they sat quietly, they didn't do anything. They basically said, just go within and then question and question and question. Who are you? Who am I? So I'm very glad that we're actually touching on this and then we're exploring. And at the same time, when we're discussing things, it actually widens our knowledge and our insight too, because we're also the student on this path.
So true. So let's begin by offering our infinite salutations to Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel, the source of this supreme and infinite knowledge, and to Sister Sakshi Patel for designing the 10-day Behad Gyan course that inspires our discussion. So, and we highly encourage everyone watching must listen to the course. It is available for free on YouTube, and we will provide the links for both programs in Hindi and English.
Yes, Munadi, and I just want to add a little bit more. It's a 10-day course, but really, in 1 hour session, they did, discussion on the knowledge and the deep knowledge, and also they did the meditation. So if somebody is looking for some, information, don't have the time at the same time to sit and meditate, they could just listen to that. I think it's half an hour every day, less than half an hour every day.
I
For
think it's
10 days.
1 hour a day.
Yeah, but they have
Yeah.
meditation and then they have the knowledge.
Yes.
So
Yes.
within the whole 1 hour, they have half an hour onto the gyan, the knowledge.
Yeah.
So really, if somebody wants to just understand it, they're looking half an hour for the gyan, and they can sit on on the other second half hour, do meditation in the evening or something
Yes.
whenever they have time.
Yes.
But this they can listen to it, put it while they're driving or while they're having a cup of tea, they can listen to that. So it's a really good one. Monaji, Bapuji has given us divine knowledge that goes far beyond what's ever been written in scriptures. It's not just information, it's revelation.
So true. So many of us at some point in our lives pause and ask, who am I? Not the name, not the role, but the essence behind it all.
Exactly. Hanji, to answer that, we must understand the Atma, the soul, um, and, and, and the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul. Today we will discuss what a soul truly is and its different states and how it journeys from infinity to form. We are basically we have come into form from infinity, and then our journey is actually going back and from form to infinity. Hanji Mona ji.
And we will also touch upon what the scriptures say, the Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Ashtavakra Gita, and Sankhya Yoga, and how Bapuji's divine knowledge brings clarity. Even if some ideas may feel a little different from traditional teachings, they are rooted in logic, deep realization, and spiritual experience. So I will strongly suggest our listeners to go over the Behad Gyan. Yes.
Hanji, definitely. So the first one we're going to touch on is the nature of the soul. So Mona ji, let's begin at the beginning. The soul, what is it?
Yeah, the soul is not body. The soul is light, conscious, divine energy. In its original form, the soul is incorporeal, formless, and pure, beyond all qualities. This stage is called the Nirakari state. Yes. Just like in Gurbani, we say, Roop na rekh na rang kish, tre gun te prapin, tisai pujai nanka, jis hove supersan. So, is koi roop nahi, no roop, no rekh, no form. It's just complete conscious divine energy. Yes.
Hanji. No, definitely, Hanji.
Yeah.
Another thing I can add from Gurbani, actually, I was listening to this Shabad the other day. They said, Bande khoj dil har roj, na fir pareshani mahi. So basically, the Gurbani is also asking us to go within, search from within, search your heart every day, and then go beyond this mind game, the outside game. And another thing I came to know is, Rab nu baru nahi labna, he is within. So basically, we have to do go within and then find the self that is part of God, that is part of the bigger, supreme, infinite light. Because our soul is also, as I was hearing, and as Sakshi ji, they do the meditation, and then they say, think about that little star, the soul, that is you, basically, that is giving energy to the whole body. And then that's why your mind is working, and that's why your hands are working. And so the energy we're getting, it's actually from the source, and that's a small source for our body, and that small source is connected to the bigger source, that is supreme soul, we call it. That is a seed form. So where the soul exists in eternal peace and happiness, it is beyond mind, intellect, and sanskars. But as the soul moves downwards, away from its original form, it takes on coverings.
Yeah. So in our Vedic texts, 4 Mahavakyas, the great sayings, point to our divine identity. Number 1 is Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahm. I am divine light. I am part of that divine. And second one is Tattvam Asi, you are that. Number 3 is Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness is Brahman. And the number 4 is I am Atma Brahma, the self is Brahman. So from we are going to discuss now journey from light to form. From the Nirakari form, the soul descends into the Akari form, the subtle body. This is where deities and divine beings exist. Driven by passion, desires, and duties, the soul takes a more expressed form. So, Sukhdeep ji, now let's talk more about it.
Yes, that's the seed form, Monaji. So, where the soul exists in eternal peace and happiness, it's beyond mind, intellect, and sanskars. But as the soul moves downwards, away from its original form, it takes on coverings.
Hmm. So I will cover a little bit more. When the soul loses more power, it enters the Sakari form, the physical human body. Here, the soul becomes body conscious and the qualities of ignorance dominate. So, Sukhdeep ji, how do we move back?
So, Monaji, by knowing the self, by becoming soul conscious, that is being in Atma Swarup. That's
Mm,
how we go back from form
mhm.
to infinity. That's our steps.
Yes. So, where exactly does the soul reside in the body?
Bapuji shares that soul resides at the center of the forehead, between the eyebrows, and where we apply the tilak. It's
Mm.
as tiny as 1 trillionth the size of a hair strand and made of divine light.
Mm. So that's why we feel pulled inward when we close our eyes. The soul is not out there, it's quietly sitting, waiting in stillness. Yes.
Yes, yes. It's like a lighthouse that never stopped shining. We just forgot to look inward. Also, the soul
Mhm.
is light,
Mm.
pure, and
Mm.
powerful. Why don't we feel it all the time?
Mm. That's something I really wonder, even during meditation. Sometimes it's quiet, but sometimes my mind is all over the place. Why?
Because the soul is covered by layers. These are called avarn. We discussed in our last chat too. Avarn are the coverings of karma, the ignorance, the worldly
Mhm.
desires, and even past traumas.
Mm.
Imagine the soul like a diamond wrapped in a cloth. So
Mm.
light is within, but hidden.
Mm. So every moment of anger, jealousy, sorrow, is it another layer on soul?
Yes, every moment of silence, awareness, and remembrance peels those layers away.
Can I ask something sensitive?
Yes, for sure. We have so many questions, and listening to each other always help. This is satsang in a way. So, don't you
Mhm.
think it's a
Mm.
satsang, right?
Yeah, true. This is a satsang, of course. If all souls are divine, why are we all so different? Why are there so many gods, religions, and beliefs?
Such a powerful question, and it has a rare answer.
Mm.
According to Behad Gyan, not
Mm.
all souls come from the same source.
Mm.
Some are earthborn, some are cosmic, some are
Mm.
from galaxies
Mm.
beyond imagination. Their energies differ, their
Mm.
journeys differ. That's why their experience and belief differ. We talk about energies a lot, even in Western world now. So people do understand if my
Mm.
energy doesn't match you, so
Mm.
then they
Mm.
get into conflict, or they don't like each other because the energies don't match. So
Mm.
it's all of that.
Mm. Wow, that's very interesting. Some are cosmic, some are from galaxies. I mean, it's beyond our imagination, just like you said. It explains so much. So, the soul I am may not be the same as the soul you are.
Exactly. That's why comparison is illusion. Yeah, your
Mm.
journey is your own,
Mm.
sacred,
Mm.
powerful, and
Mm.
infinite in potential.
Mm.
So, even in Gurbani, they say, everyone, I think, I forget the
Yeah, isn't
Gurbani
it
line.
that
You're unique in your own
uh,
way, right?
um,
And everybody, you have your own path
mm,
to God, right? You have your own path
mm,
um, to that eternal prakash that we say it in the Mool Mantar. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਰੂਪ ਰੇਖ ਰੰਗ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ so basically our light, the soul light, has to merge back into the ikonkar light.
So true.
So the next segment we have Monaji. You go ahead.
The layers and bodies of the soul. So let's talk about the different bodies the soul takes on.
Anji, Bapuji has explained this beautifully. Monaji, our physical body is the sthul sharir that is made of 5 elements. Subtle body, I think everybody's know about 5 elements. It's ether, fire, earth, water, and air, right? And then subtle body, that is sukshma sharir. Okay, maybe that is air, fire, and ether. So actually, I'm also correcting myself. So Sthul Sri, they call it made of 5 elements. Then the subtle body, that is Sukshma Sri, that's another air, fire, and ether. And causal body, that is a Karna Sri, made of ether, storehouse of thoughts and memories. And super causal body, that is Mahakarna Sri, made of Param elements. Those are supreme elements. And supreme super causal body, Param Mahakanshri, is pure Param light.
And after death, the soul sheds the physical body and travels with the subtle and causal bodies. So all our sanskars, knowledge, and karmas are stored in the causal body, right?
Anji. And then exactly. So there's so many layers that we have, and every layer is got its own elements. And I think our aim should be how we become pure, so that we're actually at the last stage going within. That's where the Param Tattvas are. Param Tattva means it's pure Param light, right? And okay, the next segment, Monaji, we have power and decline of soul. In traditional scriptures, we hear that soul is eternal, indestructible, immortal. But Bapuji explained that refers only to the soul's original incorporeal state. Once the soul enters creation, takes births, and engages in karma, it starts losing power.
So that is like a spiritual revolution in itself. No one has explained until now that the soul loses power. Never thought of it that way. You know what? I used to wonder why, there is Kali Yuga now, the Iron Age, why there is so much anger, ego, greed, attachment, all those lust, vices, all of a sudden. But learning from Bapuji's knowledge, now I'm realizing that it's all because soul loses power.
Yes, yes, definitely. And that's why we're on Earth now.
Yeah.
And I actually sometimes even discussing some spiritual points with my friends or even with my husband, I say, if you're that pure, like I actually ask myself, and people say, "Oh, you're good." I'm like, if I'm not good, but if I'm that good, why am I on Earth, right? So we're also evolving. So either or, we don't know. Our Bapuji explained that actually our purpose is different. The people who are Behad Ki souls, they have that purpose that they have to spread that spirituality. They have to actually spread that word, that we have to work on ourselves to go within so that the souls get into other realms. They're not getting stuck into birth and death, the whole cycle, again and again it goes on. So in this dense plane, we are here on Earth now. So due to ignorance, agyan, and illusion, Maya, souls got trapped in the cycle of birth and death.
So true. Yeah. So next topic we are going to cover is soul categories, Had and Behad, limited and unlimited. So Bapuji also explains that no two souls are same. Every soul has a different origin, creator, and power. So each soul has come with a different role, basically. And the
Okay.
creator is also different. And the power is also different. So based on that, each soul is performing its own role on this earth. Yes.
Yes, that's very profound knowledge. Souls are broadly of two types, as you mentioned, had, had ki Atma, finite souls, bounded by this world. Behad ki Atma, Behad souls, infinite souls originating from the infinite realms made of Param light.
So Behad souls, the infinite souls, also have extra bodies made of Paramakash, Param Vayu, and Param Agni.
Acha ji. Nice. So our next segment is koshas and aura. We always talk about aura. Even I go yoga. They say, do this yoga. It cleanses your aura. You do sound yoga. It cleanses your aura, and it goes within, and it does make an impact actually. So as we go further on this, the soul is wrapped in five koshas and or layers. Annamaya kosh, which is food body. Pranamaya kosh, which is energy body. Manomaya kosh, mental body. And Vijnanamaya kosh, wisdom and intellect. Anandamaya kosh is bliss body.
So these koshas or layerings act as coverings on the soul and determine the soul's experience of joy, peace, and clarity. Our thoughts and feelings create an aura, an energy field around us. So based on our thoughts, if we have positive thoughts, our aura will be positive. If we have negative thoughts, our aura will be negative.
I think we discussed in one of our conversations about aura, right? The colors too, right? If you have a negative emotion, then it'll be black, right? And if you're anger, like it'll be red. So listeners can go into our past conversations and then sort of explore more if they want to. So returning to our true state is our next segment. So how do we break free? We must purify the intellect, remember the supreme powerhouse, the almighty authority, and stay in soul consciousness. This changes the causal body, deletes karmic records, and helps us return to our incorporeal state.
Just like the pot that breaks and returns to clay, we too must break the illusion that we are this body. We are not the form. We are the formless light within. So we need to focus more on that. Yes.
And you're right, as we I think discussed in last of the conversations too, since we take birth, that's how we were conditioned, that you're this body, like they named us, parents named us, and then that is a conditioning that is so solid. So we basically have to break that conditioning now. We have to break that conditioning, and we have to tell ourselves that you're not this body, you're actually the soul. So basically always trying to stay in soul consciousness and then see everyone as a soul. I try, and sometimes I forget, and then I sort of remind myself again, because it's a task. You have to get. It has to be your passive nature. I think once it grains in, right? But then initially we have to start memorizing. We have to start reminding, like that, right? So the purpose of human life. Only the human form allows the soul to realize itself and its creator. All other species, the 84 lakh yoni, are jivatmas. Wow. So basically, even in Gurbani, we say Pai Prapat Manuk De Huriya Gobind Milan ki Ehe Teri Variya. So basically, Ehe Teri Vari means turn is to go to the source, right?
Yeah. So basically, it means don't waste time. Focus on who you are, explore yourself, where you came from and why you are here. So all those answers, In order to learn all those answers, we definitely need to go through the Behad Gyan, to explore and improve and go towards our spiritual journey.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, definitely. And then that 10-day course is summarized in a very nice way. The whole
yes.
Behad Gyan. I think Sakshi they have gone through all the videos and all the information to bring that 10 days
Hmm.
Gyan
Yes.
to us, which is the essence, which is the summarized version, and very nice.
Yeah. So humans have the intellect to rise from jeev to shiv, from ignorance to awakening. That is the main purpose of like why you are in human yoni actually. So
Right. So
yes.
the call of soul,
Mm.
so that's what we can call it, right? So each soul must make a choice. Do we
Mm.
want to stay trapped in the cycle of birth and death, or
Mm.
rise into our eternal nature?
Yeah. Peace, love, happiness, everything we are searching for outside is already within us. It's the original quality of the soul.
Hmm.
Because as we discussed earlier, soul is Param Prakash, the Param light originally. Because of those layers, we have, we lost our power and we just came down. So we are that light.
We are
So we
that
are
light,
that peace. Yes.
right.
Yes.
And then I would like to add a little bit more, Monaji, on this one.
Sure,
I
sure.
was just listening to a podcast by Corey Muscara,
Uh-huh.
and we'll put something in the description actually. It's I forget the channel name, but we will put it in there. From Corey Muscara.
Mhm.
He was 21 in US,
Mhm.
and he started self-inquiry and he
Mhm.
started self-questioning.
Mhm.
He was about to start an internship on Wall Street, and
Mhm.
then some calling,
Mhm.
like we say, soul calling, some calling come from within. And
Mhm.
he goes, everybody was like, okay, oh, you're getting this big firm that you're getting internship from. There billions and billions of hedge fund they were managing.
Mhm.
And he listened to that manager for a couple of hours before he started the internship, and he goes, I don't want to end up like that for my whole life. And then he started thinking. He was doing 15 minutes meditation, some of his friends told him. And he goes, in 3 weeks I was walking smiling on my university streets. And he goes, I'm kind of person, and if I do something and then I really want to do it with full-fledged energy. And he goes, I said, if I'm doing 15 minutes, why don't I do 15 hours and see what happens?
Oh.
So that's where he went in. And he goes, okay, why do I want money? All those questions came to him. Oh, I can go on vacation. Okay, if you go 2 3 vacation, then what? And then he goes, oh, then I can start a good family. Then what? I can have a good relationship, good kid, with my kids and parents, and so money will be supporting, and then relationships will be good. Then what? And then he started sort of thinking, hey, I see a lot of people with a lot of money, and they have relationships too, but they're still not happy.
Oh, yes.
So then he did a 7-day course of meditation here in the US, and he's like, I want to do this more because I actually feel happiness and the joy inside. It's very enlightening to listen to that podcast, because that is something we're trying to do here in this conversation too, so that people can hear from different sources and then relate, and then because in words we can say it in half an hour, but sometimes words don't do anything until they actually experience that. So they'll have to experience that,
Yes. Yes.
and that experience is marvelous.
Yes. So true.
Like when you feel, when you sit in the meditation, the joy that comes from within, it's hard to explain, because
Yes.
we hear from some of our Behad souls how they
Yes.
explain what they feel, and then you don't look for stuff outside. You're khushi, the joy, the happiness, the anand, the bliss, all lives in your soul. And that's your soul's original nature, as we mentioned, right?
Yes. Till you emerge those qualities,
Hanji.
You just keep searching and keep trying and keep trying. Yes. Yeah. So true. So
We have the final reflection. Let's pause now. And could you guide us, not just to understand, but to feel the soul?
yes, of course. So first, just relax. Close your eyes. All the listeners, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. And now bring your attention to the center of your forehead, right here, in between both eyebrows. And then try to visualize a tiny point of light, a spark that is you, the real you. So say gently in your mind, I am not this body. I am not these roles. I am a soul, a being of light. Now feel a beam of divine light flowing from the infinite Supreme Father and is coming into your soul and is dissolving all the layers, charging your soul, melting away all the old patterns and awakening your inner purity. Stay here for a moment, feel it. Your soul is getting energy from your Supreme Father. In the silence, in the light, you're feeling all that energy. You are not seeking anymore. You are in remembrance. Just experience that. Param Shanti. This has been a nice experience.
It was really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't want to open my eyes.
Sure.
Thank you for this nice experience, Monaji. So let's close with a reminder. Every soul has a journey, a purpose, and a path. Bapuji has shown us the way, not just to understand, but to transform by gaining knowledge and going within. There's nowhere outside to go, only deep within.
So we invite you to explore more. We highly encourage you, dear viewers, to watch the 10-day Behad Gyan course. The presentation slides, visuals help us to understand better. This may be the beginning, but more importantly, it is one's own journey to the light.
Anji.
So, thank you
Param
so much.
Shanti.
Param Shanti, Param Shanti, Param Shanti.